got paint on it.
Thank you. Yeah, you know, I think you're the first person that told me I smell good. Sadly. Anyway, recently our resident decorative artist Jeff Monsine from Splat Paint gave me a tour of one of his favorite projects, and we're taking you along as he explains what he and his partner Christy painted and why they created what they did. Jeff, I know that you have done a lot of work in this school, from raised panel molding like this to even crown molding, which I actually thought was wood crown molding.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
Upscale for a middle school.
Yeah, but we're going to actually look at some of your bigger pieces today.
Great.
I like that too.
Thank you.
The bulldog, the mascot.
That's right. These are characters from old Italian, the old Italian comedy from literature, and we just sort of put them together in a fun way that would make the entrance to their auditorium really spectacular and theatrical.
Obviously, you were trying to inspire people to want to get involved in the arts.
Absolutely. The kids, as they were watching us, were having so much fun. They were asking questions like, how did you make this look 3D, or why did you shadow here, or what's going on, or they said, I can do that, let me try, and they, try and grab our brushes, and it was really fun with the kids around.
And look at this. They're life-size.
They are, absolutely.
At least for students or people like me.
Absolutely.
Smaller. So here in the cafeteria, you did these scenes. Now, what is this exactly?
These are just different views of Tuscany, and they wanted a space that made them feel like they were outdoors or enjoying the beautiful outdoors, because originally it was gray and dingy, and now they've got this like really happy space.
Okay, I gotta see the rest of this cafeteria because it's really elaborate, from trees to animals to even a chef over here. What inspired you for this room?
Well, we wanted to do also, the theme was Tuscany, Italian, and so we decided we were going to go close up, real life. We've got the seascape, we've got the village. We just wanted to have some fun playing with perspective in here.
Now this is the media center.
That's right.
And wow, this is really neat. If you look at this knight in shining armor, he looks warped from this angle because one side is so much bigger.
We wanted the children actually to sort of enjoy the difference in perspective. You can see how normal he becomes as you're walking out.
That's great.
And if we had painted him the right way on both sides, he wouldn't look right from the angle they were coming in.
We have Romeo and Juliet, or the young Monsines.
This is my daughter Jillian and my son Tyler. They posed for us in costume.
And over here, we've got Shakespeare with a body that looks more like yours
Well,
than
that's
Shakespeare.
my body. We couldn't find a good body for Shakespeare, so we used mine.
Not a lot of Shakespeare models around here
Not
these
too
days.
many.
You know, Jeff, when I was a kid and I was doing my work or my homework, I always loved to stare out the window, and I would have loved to have seen a landscape like that.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Is that what, another Italian countryside?
Well, that's Stratford-on-Avon. That's where Shakespeare grew up. We just really were having fun in here, and so we've got the galaxy, and we've got the old tools that they would have used to look at the stars.
And I'm sure it does inspire a lot of kids.
Yeah.
Oh, so neat. And Jeff Monsine from Splat Paint is here now to show us how to make our very own mural. Good to see you again.
Nice to see you again.
Nice story. Thanks for taking us on the tour.
Absolutely.
All right, now, as I said, Jeff is going to show us how to make our own mural. So he said, Lindsay, come up with a concept. And I did. I'm not very creative, but I made some balloons.
I think that's cute.
I figured this would be relatively easy for anybody making a mural who's never made one before.
Absolutely. That's
All right,
great.
now show us how to implement this, put it on our wall.
Okay, so briefly we drew that on a little bit larger scale, and this is an example of it sort of drawn out. And then you really begin painting. Of course, you've prepped your floors, and you make sure you're not getting any paint anywhere. But,
okay. You've prepped your floors, you put drop cloths down, and then this is what you'll have drawn out on your actual wall.
Exactly.
Now, and as we showed you, it's really light in pencil because you don't want those lines to show.
Right. We really don't want to. I mean, unless you want an outlined look, you can always paint the outline later.
Okay. Leave the pencil then light.
Right. Exactly.
All right. So then we go to picking our color.
Right. And something that's fun, we use any kind of paints. You can use house paint, you can use artist paint, anything that will you know, that you like the colors of and the consistency of. And then I like to use an egg carton to put my paints in.
Is it because it's just small and easy to deal with?
Yeah, and you can throw it away. You don't have to worry about cleaning it out when you're done.
Ah.
And you can have 12 different colors all at one time.
Okay, cool. Now, as we showed you, you drew this out as we draw it out on the wall, and you made it a little bit more creative. I'm going to hold up my picture. It's a little bit more creative than mine.
I think you did a good job.
All right, well, this will look better on the wall. And now I'm just going to start painting. Now, Jeff, how do you want me to exactly just paint in the lines?
Sort of start on the outside.
Okay, and just follow the lines?
Right, and don't leave ridges. Just kind of smooth it out.
Okay.
Just keep going in towards the inside of the balloon.
Gotcha, and then just cover as much as possible. And then really we can, like I drew outside of the lines. So
that's okay.
Is that a big deal? I mean, we can always touch up later with the paint, you know, the wall color or anything like that.
Right.
So you're just going to fill in your entire balloon.
Oh, you're good at this.
Oh, yes. Well, balloons are my forte.
Have you thought about a second career?
I don't think you'd hire me, Jeff.
Depends on what the job is.
Jeff has done a lot of work at my own home now, and he's seen some of my artwork sitting around the walls.
We're going to paint balloons on your wall.
Yes. Okay, so let's just say, hypothetically, we have our balloon pretty much
I am so proud of this.
Finished. Now, how long do we have to let this dry before we add more to it? Like, let's just say I wanted to add something else to it.
Let's say that we want to make it look a little bit more realistic, and we want to add like a little bit of a highlight. So I've sort of taken some white in there and just sort of, you know, it's still wet, so I can sort of brush it in.
Okay.
And so you can play with a little bit while it's wet, or if you want it to dry, you might have to wait an hour, use a blow dryer to, you know.
That makes sense.
And then just start on your next one and have fun.
And have at it, have fun.
Right. I mean, it's great.
In the beginning, though, less is more. I've learned this a hard way. So start working a little bit less and then go big a little bit later. Right, Jeff?
Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect. Well, Jeff Monsine from Splat Paint, thank you so much for being here
pleasure.
and giving us our demonstration.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. See, it's looking nice.
Yeah.
Now that you've added something to it.
Oh.